jackets are off, I guess.
Jackets are off. Summer attire.
Summertime here. It is actually June. Can't believe we're here. Matt Fontenot, Jim Gazzolo. This is Polk Nation. Want to start with this. Saturday, you're a baseball player at McNeese.
Yep.
A proud alum, I take
day.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday, I went over to Houston to watch and write about both King and Grant Anderson. Who were the first time not two McNeese players, but the first time two Justin Hill players played. 4 guys from McNeese have played Major League Baseball this year.
Yep.
2 are in AAA right now.
Yep. Probably have a chance to get back up at some point.
Well, the 2 that have never been up yet still. Aiden Anderson.
Correct,
and,
yes.
Grant Rogers.
Right.
And then obviously Cam Foster will be back up as a flip.
That's the one.
Because now you use the minor leagues as kind of a staging house for
That's right.
for your bullpen guys, and they're up and down.
Yep.
But Will Dion, the last one to come up. What does it say about your program here?
Well, we always laugh. I mean, I think I say laugh that the conference has gotten so good, and historically the conference has been really, really good.
Yeah.
It couldn't put guys in pro ball. From whenever I played, you had the Wade Mileys of the world.
Yeah.
Back when Texas State was in it, Paul Goldsmith. There was some big names that have come out of the conference. But to see it where it is now, whenever some of those bigger schools have left, and now you still have all these guys making the big leagues, specifically on the pitching side, which is kind of a testament to Justin and what he does and how he develops arms. But to really see a couple of them at one time is kind of unique for McNeese. Honestly, there's always been, just kind of scattered, I guess. But obviously really proud of what they do and how they've been able to progress through their careers. And to have them in the same city 2 hours away, obviously is nice for you to be able to go over and take a look at them.
Yeah, but no, the thing is, you have 2 guys in Anderson and King who played together here.
Yeah.
Then you got 2 guys in Foster and Will Dion who played together.
That's right.
So it's not just kind of the one time every 4, 5, 6 years.
Yep.
There's actually been a foundation of developing kids to get there when you look at the fact that you have others that are right there.
Yep. And again, I think this league was a testing ground, so to speak, at that time. I mean, that's some really good teams, and so and obviously that's when Justin had a lot of success, and they were put into some high pressure moments that helped them develop, and obviously under his tutelage they were able to do that.
But three of the 4 that I've talked to have all said they've been asked by their organization about Eric Noxheim.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
That they were asked, hey, do you know this kid? Have you seen him pitch? What kind of a kid is he?
Yep.
Would he be worth it? And Eric, obviously, this summer will be drafted.
Yep.
I've read everywhere from the second right-handed arm that's a senior to 4th, which could put you in the 2nd, 3rd round.
That's right.
I mean, he's got the upside to be the highest drafted guy.
He does. The good thing about Eric, he's got a great head on his shoulders. He made a comment. I think he's planning on being a neurosurgeon or something like that. So he obviously is thinking well past baseball. So whatever happens for him. He's just excited to play the game. And but yes, had to talk with a couple of agent buddies of mine, and he's definitely on the top of a lot of teams' radars.
Yeah, and if they think they can work with him, put another 3-4 miles an hour on him. Then he's up to 97, 98. He's in that realm of closer all of a sudden. And it's not just pitchers, although it is predominantly. I don't want to talk about your years as a hitter, but it does seem the pitchers are ahead here. But Connor Westenberg is now playing. He started off as a free agent.
Yep.
He was going to play independent ball. He is actually signed with a team I'm familiar with, the Lake Elsinore Storm of the Padres organization.
Didn't he steal home the other day?
He stole home the other day, and it made
Connor
big
Westenberg
news.
fashion. He stole home the other day. You don't see that in big league baseball.
No, you don't. But it gets you on video.
It does,
and everybody hears about it. But so it's an interesting thing that you look at development, and we talk about development and wins and losses. And sometimes you can't control wins and losses, but you're seeing that McNeese is a place that he can sell and say, look, as long as I've been here, and he's going to, Justin's going to get his 400th win. At some point next year.
Yeah, obviously, look, from an administrative side, we love the wins and losses. We'd love to see that we've got, we'd love to go on a 45-15 season or whatever. But the testament of having all these guys play in big league baseball just shows that they're playing real baseball. And, and baseball guys know what I refer to in that. It's not just a fly-by-night, roll the balls out there and see what happens. This is a real program that Justin runs, and he teaches them how to play high-level baseball, which, again, is why they find themselves in the tournament and making a run every year.
And which is why you see them better developed at the end of the year. Because in this case, now some of the guys earlier had been here longer years, but a lot of these guys – you're getting only 1 year.
That's
so
right.
The development takes a little longer, and you may get them as an arm injury, you may get them out. There's a lot of reasons why they show up here. You may not be able to use them until January.
Right.
It's a different world in baseball
Very
than any
different
other.
world.
What position do you play?
Middle infield.
Light hitting, power hitter?
I like to. I finished above 300.
Hey.
Finished above 300, but I always say middle infield. I was blessed to play with Jace Peterson. He was a sophomore my senior year, and I played short and he played second. I kicked the ball around a little bit. We made the swap during a midweek game, and he never gave shortstop back to me because he's that type of player and that type of competitor. He was there too. That's right. He's got a great gig with the Brewers.
He has a tremendous gig.
Yep.
And I got a piece coming out on him this week, but he said the Cubs offered him the first baseman's job.
Yeah.
And then he said no, and the Brewers came back with, you only got to be with us 10, 12 days a week.
Yeah, it's a really cool.
For the whole month. That's a great
It's a really cool deal for Jace, and he'll never talk about himself because that's how he is, but he was the glue guy in every locker room he'd ever been in. He was always the guy that players gravitated to. If you were in a slump or you were struggling, he just found a way to make you play better and get out of your deal. And so that's what they kind of hired him to do, was to mentor these young guys going through pro ball that are supposed to be good players, figure them out, help them figure out what pro ball is all about, how to make it in the big leagues, and then be able to be a part of the locker room and just making sure that the camaraderie and all that stuff is going in the right direction.
Still get home enough to hunt and fish.
And yeah, that's right. Watch his little girls play soccer.
When we come back, Aaron Ingram, the general manager, recruiting coordinator, and I guess operations guy from McNeese football will join us after this.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinandson. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the Brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinandson Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
Welcome to Pro Pools, your one-stop shop for everything pool care. Top quality chemicals to keep your water clean, clear, and balanced. Plus in-store savings and rebates to keep more money in your pocket. Upgrade your cleaning with industry-leading equipment and turn your backyard into the perfect escape. From simple setups to luxury designs, we've got you covered. Visit Pro Pools today on Romero Street in Lake Charles, or call now and dive into better pool care.
We're back on Poke Nation with Aaron Ingram.
It's good to see you, sir.
How you doing, guy?
Good, sir. Good to see you.
32-7. I feel pretty good. so as we move into this, one of the reasons why is I got to ask you right off the bat: do we have a ruling from the NCAA yet?
June 22nd is the vote.
Okay.
June 22nd is the vote. We're excited. It's going to clarify a lot of things for a lot of people, not just football, but administratively, academically, health-wise. It's going to clarify a lot of things for a lot of people, and it's going to benefit the athlete. They're going to get another year. Instead of 4 to play 5, they're going to get another year 5 to play the 5.
But that's not going to impact basically anybody this year.
Anybody that's finished, no, and they have to draw a line somewhere,
Yeah.
right? Which always is going to hurt somebody's
Yeah.
feelings. Somebody's going to get upset. They have to draw a line. I didn't like where they drew the line. Who would? Of course, there's certain guys you'd always want back to get another year and all that, but they had to draw the line, and that's okay. But like the freshman class that's showing up, all those guys you just signed, all that stuff, they are going to be affected going in grandfather into it.
So I guess the one thing people really want to know about is how will that impact recruiting on this level? How do you think you'll benefit?
The great thing about it is now, our last 2 freshman classes, we've signed 27 high school kids in the last 2 years from Louisiana and Texas. Now it's not, okay, well, we can play them in this game and that game, but not the other 9, okay, or the other. Well, now we're gonna roll, and it's the way we're gonna add to the development of these guys. They're gonna be in position meetings. It's not, I'm going to scout team right away and I'm doing this. They're in the meetings because they can go and play right now. So you'll see a lot more younger guys playing and developing, and what it does for us at this level, it adds a lot of depth. We're smiling real big because of those classes that are young. We're still developing them, yeah, but now there's no limit. It's not just the 4 games they can play. He can play in 9, he can play in 12, he can play. It's great. We're excited. We are really excited here.
And administratively, I think from our perspective, it does help our coaches better develop.
Oh,
and
yes.
it allow kids to come in. You don't have to, like you just said, 1 game, 2 games, 4 games, whatever the case may be. Get them some reps, get them the game experience that they need, and then hopefully that game experience makes them stay here longer.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like they fall in love with the place and they want to stay here a little bit longer.
And you see those guys, it's going to change the mentality because as you've seen, you've sat them, they sit there and they come in and I'm done.
That's
what I
right.
mean? I'm checking. I've
Played
played my
out.
4. I'm done.
Yep.
They downshift where now the pedal is down year round.
Yep.
Yeah, or you don't have to save them for the last 4 games.
That's right.
Then they're like, well, I'm not going to play for the next 4 games
Yeah,
anyway. I'll work then.
So I think it'll raise the expectations. It'll raise the standard. It'll raise so many things for a lot of people, not just us here.
For you guys now, what does the summer look like? When can you play? When can you practice with geese? How do you guys come in? Are they here?
This is a busy week for us, actually. I was just telling my crew this morning before and the staff yesterday, we just got back from a camp last night around 9 o'clock at night. This week, we're going to roll into the week, get some stuff ready. We got our camp, our specialist is Wednesday, our high school camp is Thursday. We're going to another university in the States camp Friday, Saturday. Sunday, team back reports and everybody moves in. We're hitting the weight room Monday. A couple guys are here already. A couple of the returners are here already. There's actually some of the new guys, some of the older transfers we got showed up here. They're working out today as well.
Yep.
We're excited.
I think the funny part to that is I actually get the question a lot too. So you guys y'all just take the summer off, or what's the like? Holy cow! No, we're winning championships starting today. I mean, it's already started.
Oh yeah.
And on our side, it's obviously corporate sponsorships and gearing up for football and the fall sports. But man, it's a busy time of year for the department and specifically our sports, especially now. We have some guardrails academically, but obviously. Most of our teams are practicing year-round. Yeah. So the summer is huge for our development of our athletes and our programs.
We have a lot going this week, like not just those guys. We got our first football marketing meeting this week.
Right.
We got some stuff, so it's gearing up. This is a big week for us.
That's right.
It's a real big week.
Yep.
Yeah, the one thing I think people forget about is that it used to be where you would send kids home.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't see it. And kids would come back in completely different shape, out of shape. You would see the work ethic completely differently. This means you guys are on them.
Oh, yeah.
And they are under watchful eyes. But how much does it help them academically? Because they get this period of time, especially incoming freshmen, get kind of a time to get used to everything.
Yeah, and that transition, I tell them all, and I've told a lot of parents over the last week, and I'm going to tell them all this week, their success is going to be contingent upon how they transition this summer. Literally, the June and the July will set their whole career for college. So if they come in and they're not ready, they're not prepped, they're not thinking about things, they don't have a checklist ready, they're going to be all over the place because now they're living, mom and dad aren't here.
Yeah.
They got to get in the weight room. They got coaches on them. We're on the field twice a week with them. They're going to be some player run practices as well as team runs and weights and all that stuff. So the transition's important.
Yeah.
What about, so that's football side, the other part of your job's operations and making sure that everything goes, right?
Yeah.
What does that prep look like getting ready for the season?
Doing a lot of double takes on some lists, to be honest with you. You know, we have all of our hotels set for the year. Our flight is set, so just double check it, prepping all that stuff, going through training camp menu and getting that stuff set for training camp practices and dates, talking with coach, kind of making sure he feels good about certain things if he wants to move some things, or summer. Coaches will have some vacations in July, so kind of coordinating that. There's a lot going on. Budget opens up July 1, so making sure we have everything set for training camp and ordered and with equipment. And I think we're ahead of the game there. We feel really good about where we're at, but there's still, every week is a new week.
One flight to RGV this year.
Yes, sir.
The question, this is your first game at RGV.
Yeah,
What's
excited.
the difference between going to a new place and other places where you got kind of everything set up? Here's one where everything's new.
Because you go into something and it's completely blind, right? And that's always the fear operationally, and Matt knows, you walk into something you never know. So as much prep as you can do ahead of time, much videos you can see, much calls, Zooms, send somebody down early, all those things you can do, the better, because once the plane lands and we hit the ground, it's a seamless thing. We want to make it to get ready.
You don't want to do the 9-hour bus ride, 10-hour bus ride?
I'll let you call Coach V on that one.
When we get back, we're going to talk more about this specific team and what he recruited this year on Poke Nation.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinandson. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinandson Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
Welcome to Pro Pools, your one-stop shop for everything pool care. Top quality chemicals to keep your water clean, clear, and balanced. Plus in-store savings and rebates to keep more money in your pocket. Upgrade your cleaning with industry-leading equipment and turn your backyard into the perfect escape. From simple setups to luxury designs, we've got you covered. Visit Pro Pools today on Romero Street in Lake Charles, or call now and dive into better pool care.
We're back with Aaron Ingram. Are you still the general manager of the team, recruiting? What is your title?
It's chief of staff / general manager. I kind of have a dual role within it. It depends on the day and depends on the hour what the role is, depending, like Matt says, operationally. And then I'll go into a meeting and I'm our general manager, and then sit down, and it's whatever coach needs.
I do like your office though, because I look on the board and I can see the lineup.
The big color board.
I'm not allowed to look at it.
Yeah, you're not allowed to. You're right.
But so this team, you guys knew what you had last year, but it was the first year under Coach V. Yep. It was also the first year with an offensive coordinator that you kind of really developed about midway through the year. It
really hit our stride.
So what did that do to get you to see what you needed for this year?
That's a great question. We talk about it all the time. Coach V is really good about it. Standards create the culture, right? By alignment, which is a big word here, in the values that everybody values together. So I think right now in the building, and everybody kind of feels it around here right now, the culture is great, right? The things we've set, the standard, the way we go about our business day to day. So looking at what we need, it's an intriguing thing to have, really. When you look at it, we feel really good about where we're at with our roster. This spring, we'd have a team meeting at 3 o'clock. The whole team would be in the room at 2:40. They're just kind of sitting there waiting, and these are good problems to have. We talk about all the time. It's like those are great things, and they're doing it themselves. The problem solving of this team is really outstanding. It's one of the most fun things I've seen in 32 years of doing this now. It's like they can solve their own problems. They can go and address them themselves. They have their own accountability for older guys, young guys, and they're holding themselves, and the ownership is there. So looking at what you need, we were real selective when we kind of brought in this class, and we kind of changed our model on what we were looking for in a transfer and what some of the redeeming qualities were and some of the baseline non-negotiables. So when we looked at it, we really didn't take a lot of chances. We really went out and got a lot of proven players. That was a real big thing, is playing. We wanted to see reps, snaps, evaluations on that, and that was a big thing. We only took 2 chances total, one on defense, one on offense, that didn't play over 50 snaps. Other than that, we went out and really got some experience. We did.
So it sounds okay. So 50 snaps kind of was y'all's baseline.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some tangible metrics that you have to be able to play at this level, right? But talk about that December to January chaos that was there. What intangibles maybe can you look at in that short amount of time to be able to make good decisions? And I know Coach V is obviously a big homework guy, so you probably get a lot of homework. So what does that look like? How do you make good decisions in that short amount of time?
The more information, like everybody says, when you raise a child, it takes a village. To recruit a player, it takes a city. You know what I mean? So if we're recruiting an offensive lineman, it doesn't mean just the offensive line coach is involved in the coordinator. It took everybody at all times, from janitors to Megan's staff in academics to facility staff to everybody in the town knew when we were recruiting, and it was a great thing about it. So making those decisions and getting that homework is real big, as fast as humanly possible. Talk to anybody you can that was around them, met them, knew them. I actually talked to other colleges that maybe he tripped or looked at, hey, how'd your visit go with him? Hey, how serious are you? How is this? There's the agent factor in it now too. Sure. Sometimes agents are calling, and you got to play that game, and sometimes it's deal or no deal, and you're the banker up high, and you got to play that game with them too. But the more you can do it, but then we talk about it with these transfer group that comes in, is how they're wired. Yeah. You know how Coach V's wired, and it's kind of disseminated down through all of us as well. If they're wired the same way, we hit the green light, and we think we've done that with all these guys.
So some of those, still staying on intangibles, I guess. We went from one of the heaviest penalized team in the conference to one of the least, right? Obviously, culture is a big part of that. But again, what do you look for when these guys, when you're recruiting them, to let you know that they're going to be a part of that discipline?
It's fun brand of football. When you look at them too academically, sometimes that shows character a lot of ways. To be able to be self-starters academically, what type of people they are. I think it's real important, and some people don't do that. When you're recruiting a transfer, we make sure family comes. Right? Because we get to see how they were raised, how they treat their parents, how they talk. That's a big thing. They're going to do the right thing then 9 times out of 10.
And it has to mean a lot that the parents show up. They're invested as well. It's not just trips to make trips.
Yes,
right?
It's not just, hey, where can I get the next best steak dinner, some seafood, and where we can go. But it's like, then we want to show off. We're proud of our city.
Sure.
So the more we can show off Lake Charles to the parents and get them to fall in love with it the way we all have to, it's a plus.
Yep.
When you look at it now, compared to a couple of years ago, but kind of the ability to recruit to a almost new city built.
Yeah.
And new facilities built compared to a couple of years ago when there were no facilities and there was no place to live and no place to stand. What's been that change? How much has that changed, and how much has the community kind of embraced McNeese like it hadn't been before the hurricanes? How much has that help push this?
I think the community's always embraced Lake Charles. We're very proud people here. We're very proud of the Cowboys. The history is here. We're one of the blue bloods in FCS football. We've fallen upon some hard times, but I think the trend is trending really high right now, and we're trending back to where we need to be finally, and it's great to bring back some of the pride. But I think going into the city now, you see a lot of new buildings. You're seeing new restaurants. You're seeing hotels be renovated. You're seeing all this stuff. And anytime there's growth and movement, it excites people. All of a sudden now going to show people the new student union and the new CAF and the wow factor of that and stepping in. There's a wow to it with parents. There's a wow to it with whether they're high school seniors graduating, coming in, or transfers. It's something where you want to be.
Yep. And we talk about it a lot. I mean, obviously, from an administrative standpoint, the big talk these days is about NIL, and that kids they're all on board for the NIL. There's still a baseline for facilities that you have to have.
Oh, yeah.
And when you look across the league, there's some schools that are making some big strides, but the fact that we're right there with the Rios and what they've done, I think it's very, very exciting times for McNeese.
Big time.
And also the fact that you were actually maybe the first to get out in front of it too. It's kind of set a standard that people know what you're doing, what you're trying to do. So what does this team look like? I know you did a lot of work on the offensive line late.
We did late. We're real excited about it.
How late, that late push, what does that do for you?
You know, it's great. The great thing about it is we're not considered late to, we're done. There's still some people that are recruiting right now. We've been done since April, so we feel really, really good about where we're at. We're going to go into training camp with 20 offensive linemen, 19 defensive linemen, 39 linemen in the trenches out of 105. That's pretty good.
That beats the days of when they couldn't practice. I remember they would have to stop practices because they didn't have a line.
We're not doing that anymore, so we're pretty excited about this group. It's probably been the most fun offseason I've had in 32 years. It really has.
And Southland Conference Media Day, July 20th, 21st.
Houston.
In Houston.
Yep.
So, and we'll be there on Poke Nation. Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Anytime, sir.
We'll be back with Matt's final thoughts after this.
Welcome to Pro Pools, your one-stop shop for everything pool care. Top quality chemicals to keep your water clean, clear, and balanced. Plus in-store savings and rebates to keep more money in your pocket. Upgrade your cleaning with industry-leading equipment and turn your backyard into the perfect escape. From simple setups to luxury designs, we've got you covered. Visit Pro Pools today on Romero Street in Lake Charles, or call now and dive into better pool care.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
We're back, and Matt, you want to talk about a new sponsorship deal you guys got with Smoke and Barrel?
Yeah, we just put out, we're really excited. We partnered with Smoke and Barrel and Nathaniel and Adam and those guys. They, very popular event in the Lake area, even though Jim really didn't know what it was.
That would be me leaving my house, so that doesn't happen often.
That doesn't happen. So I'm not surprised. That's not a knock on the event whatsoever. But it really excited about the partnership. That's been a brand that's been consistent and thriving in Southwest Louisiana for over 10 years now, or coming up on 10 years now. And really excited about the opportunity to partner with them and have two brands that are really on an upward trajectory run in conjunction with each other.
Well, that gets me into what I guess some of your summer work is to get new brands, get new sponsorships and that. But one thing is we got coming is the more stuff on uniforms.
Yep.
How is that going, and does the league get part of that? How does that money work?
Nope. It's all ours, and so we've already got one. Navarre, a part of his naming rights deal. Navarre is going to go on every one of our jerseys, so we're in the process right now of fulfilling that. So really, the summer is more about fulfilling than selling. A lot of the selling happens in the spring. By June, we're really trying to get signage and everything prepared for the fall sports. So we've got some sales left to do, but Navarre is already earmarked for every jersey. We've got some leads for basketball and football, but we're weighing that out right now. I mean, look,
you don't want it to look too cluttered.
You don't want it to look too cluttered, and then how much does it cost? Nobody knows. It's such
what's the value of it?
It's such a new asset that nobody. I mean, if you asked LSU, and obviously that's a different area, but if you ask us in Northwestern, that's a different cost.
Yeah.
Nobody. So there's a lot of schools that are actually waiting a little bit to see what the value of those will come out to be. But we're actively pursuing a couple of them.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because there's no value been put on it yet.
Yep.
And it's just kind of.
You don't want to undervalue it.
You don't want to undervalue it, and then you got to go back and recontract it. You don't want to overvalue it and turn everybody off either.
Yep.
So it's
That's right.
Okay, last question for this segment is: are we having concerts this year?
We are having concerts. Those have all been booked.
Are you now the new booker?
No. And look, I don't know what Heath told you, but Mike Swallow books the bands, and he does a great job.
You know
with
what
that.
he told us that he did.
I know what he
everything,
told you. I know what he told you. But Mike, Heath and Mike work together to get all the block parties booked. So those are all booked. We're ready to go. Just like the last couple of years, the first one will be right here inside Townsley and inside the AC. So we're excited about it.
So nothing's changing. Nothing's
moving
changing.
On. We're just continuing to move forward.
Developing.
That's right.
We'll see you next week on Poke Nation.